The first work we are reading from Plato is the Apology. We should understand just what the context is here in order to be able to grasp just what Socrates is against. He has been charged with the crimes of corrupting the youth of Athens and worshiping gods not recognized by the city of Athens. These are pretty serious crimes, evident by the fact that one possible sentence for them is death. We join the action at the point which Socrates is able to put forth his own defense. The word translated as apology is not the same sense of apology that we talk about in our own lives. It should be clear that he is apologizing for very little in his defense. He appears before a jury, probably numbering 500 or 501 of his fellow Athenians. His accusers are Meletus, Anytus, and Lycon. They have already presented their case, and it's now Socrates' turn to answer their charges. There's an audience and attendance as well. We don't know how many would be in the audience, but this is a pretty popular case, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that there are as many, if not more, in the crowd as are in the jury. Thus, Socrates could be speaking to 1,000 or more people in this work. There are three parts to this dialogue: Socrates defending himself against the charges, his assessing what he thinks the sentence should be after he is found guilty, and his opportunity to speak after he has been sentenced to die. His defense is broken down into two parts: a defense against what he calls his early accusers and against what he calls his later accusers. His point here is that he has been found guilty of certain things long before being formally charged by Meletus and the other prosecutors. We get a nice description of how he angered some of the citizens of Athens, the most respected and esteemed citizens, in his defense against the early accusers. Moreover, we get to see a bit of the Socratic method when he cross-examines Meletus during his defense against the later accusers. Socrates makes some rather famous or infamous comments in this work as well. He describes himself as a gadfly and claims that Athens needs people like him around to pester them into self-awareness. He talks about why death isn't something to be feared, which is all the more convincing since he argues this after being sentenced to death. And he also claims that the unexamined life isn't worth living, which suggests that it's better to die after living a reflective life than to continue to live without being reflective. We can consider all of these claims he makes and ask whether we agree with him or not.